Look Outreach is underwritten by the generous support of Munter Enterprises. Family owned and operated since 1972, integrity is important, as our family name is on every project. Our word is our bond. Munter Enterprises. Just build it.
Welcome back, everyone. Can anybody pick out the Space Cadet sitting here? Anybody that knows this program maybe struggling with that, actually. But believe it or not, we have an incredible interview lined up for you here. This is Ankie Meuwissen, who is a physics, earth science, and astronomy teacher in the Ballston Spa School District. Welcome, Ankie.
Thank you very much.
Very nice to have you here. I've been looking forward to this interview for over a week now. And the reason is that Ankie attended space camp. Yes, the space camp for a week down in Alabama. And her experience at the camp, outside of the fact that it's completely unique, right?
Yes.
Is something that we would all love to be able to do. And she brought back just a wealth of information and passion about science. So that's why you're here.
Yes.
That's great. And by the way, love the outfit.
Thank you.
Do we get one of those outfits too?
Absolutely.
Oh, we do. Good. That's great. How long have you been teaching at Ballston Spa?
I've been in Ballston Spa for about 5 years.
It is. Boy, Ankie, it goes without saying that there are a lot of teachers in a lot of different disciplines. But let's face it, when it comes to physics, earth science, and astronomy, we're getting into the Einstein kind of territory here. What attracts you to the sciences?
I think it's a matter of, it is a very applied field. It's very exciting. It's changing all the time. And it's something students really use every day in their life.
Yeah, they sure do.
Yeah.
You mentioned that your father was a science teacher, a physics teacher,
He was.
Right?
Yes.
In Holland.
Yes.
Wow, that's really something.
Yeah.
So you came over here to attend Penn State.
Correct.
You were saying, and somehow decided to stay.
Yes, I met my husband at Penn State.
Oh, that'll do it all the time.
Yes.
Well, that's kind of science in a way, if you think about it.
Yes.
And so in teaching physics to kids, now, I would imagine they'd have to be slightly older?
Usually they're 11th or 12th graders.
11th or 12th grade. So there's a sense of maturity there or whatever, which a lot of times doesn't have a lot to do with age, but I think it's just the whole sense of concentration, right? And the ability to really want to absorb what you have to teach them, right?
Yeah.
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 Oh, okay. All right, good. I tried to say that. How'd I do with that one? Not so good. No. See, I don't know anything about science. Zero. All right, so let's talk about space camp. How'd you find out about it?
I heard about it from a friend of a friend, as these things oftentimes go, and they had an application form online, so I decided to apply and give it a try, and I think it was sheer luck or good fortune that whatever I had to offer and they were looking for the teachers that attended happened to match. So I got selected.
You went.
Yeah.
And now let's talk about the week.
Sure.
Okay. You experienced all kinds of things.
I did.
In terms of gravity, in terms of food, in terms of training, in terms of engineering.
Yes.
Now, they've got some really amazing simulators there, don't they?
Yes, they do.
So tell me about that.
So one of the parts of our space camp was to go on a simulated space mission. So we did 2 missions, one where half the group was flight control, mission control, and the other half went into space and then flopped it around. So we took the Enterprise spaceship and flew it out to the International Space Station, docked it, exchanged astronauts, brought the other ones safely back to Earth, and left a new crew at the ISS. And for the second mission, we went to Mars, and we landed the ship safely on Mars and got a habitat set up there for doing experiments right on Mars.
Were you following that? I mean, for some of us who go into space without a spaceship, I would just say that, the whole idea of actually being in a simulator, I mean, it's serious fun, right? It's both aspects, you know what I mean?
Yes.
But also the whole idea of being in a simulator and in space travel, maybe You were saying you were saving some of the other astronauts. Were they in the simulation? Were they stranded someplace?
No,
or were you just going to pick them up?
Yes, it was an exchange from the International Space Station where astronauts stay a certain amount of time on the ISS, and then they come home, and new people get dropped off, and they perform their experiments, and then they get exchanged again.
Now, did this week? You had lecturers right there,
we did.
and you had speakers there
Yeah.
who were experts in space,
Absolutely.
different aspects of space travel and space training and whatnot.
Correct.
What about food? Did you have to try freeze-dried food?
No, we did try some of the freeze-dried astronaut food, but most of it was just good Southern cooking.
The good depends on where you live, by the way. Yeah, because I can't imagine. I've even heard that they've got freeze-dried ice cream.
Yes, quite delicious.
Quite delicious.
Quite delicious.
Really, what flavor was it?
It was a Neapolitan.
Oh, you know, they treat these astronauts right. And of course, you got this
Flight
space
suit.
suit.
Yeah,
right?
I did.
Oh, flight suit.
Then we
Yes,
all
that's
got a
right.
flight suit, yep.
All right, so you're coming back now. And you went in June.
Yes.
And you arrived back right before graduation.
Yes.
What are you bringing back for the students?
So we got to have a lot of different plans, lesson plans, ideas, time to brainstorm. The crew that we were with, the 100 teachers that were there, were a very mixed group of international and American teachers. So we got to interact a lot with them, build a lot of enthusiasm for our classes. One of my roommates was from Oklahoma, the other one was from Belgium, one was from Georgia. And, you know, at night you get to talk to them, and there's this level of excitement that builds for what are we going to do tomorrow? What are we going to do with our students now that we know this bit of information, or now that we've learned about this? How can we take that back? The girl from Oklahoma was teaching 5th graders, which is a very different setup than teaching high school students a college level astronomy course. So we talked and we kind of figured out what can we do with all this, and then we shared information with each other, and we're still in touch, and we have plans to collaborate a little bit on different ideas and thoughts that we had about these plans. So I think there's a lot of excitement that came home, a lot of international and national connections, and then the lesson plans that we received at the Honeywell Space Camp also will be useful planning the year ahead.
Boy, that was really well said. It really well said. You know, when you think about it, there isn't anything more important than education. You know, God bless you if you're a financial advisor or something, but you think about our society and our culture, nothing's more important than what Ankie just said. And of course, Ballston Spa School District, and Diane is over there. She wouldn't come on for the interview. But Diane, you're very responsible for all of the amazing things that happen at the Ballston Spa School District, where the emphasis is always on the kids. And you really exemplify that too.
Thank you.
Boy, I'm so in awe of what you did, Ankie. I can't tell you. It's spectacular. Thank you for taking the time to come in. Thank you for going to Space Camp.
Yeah,
Thank you for bringing back that experience.
Thank you.
Very nice to meet you.
Nice meeting you too.
To see this interview again, you can head to our website, looktvonline.com.